So, first critique we're going to be looking at today is going to be a single game from Elder Tater. So obviously, it's better to get sets if you're able to send those overs, but, we will take a look at single games, see what we can gather. This case, he is going to be fighting Ness on Unova, which is, very, very, very similar to Pokemon Stadium. If anything, with the way that this stage is oriented on the sides, it actually messes up Ness a little bit more in terms of recovery. But it gets slightly better than getting stuck underneath Pokemon Stadium in some respects. Other than that, the platforms are taller on this stage, so I think it would actually mess up Ness with the way that he wants to use PK Fire a little bit more. Could be slightly wrong about that, and I'm not sure if it messes up some of his combos as well off a down throw, which that's entirely possible. With that said, I would still say it is probably more of a neutral pick in terms of advantages and disadvantages. Probably say I'd give the slight stage advantage to Duck Hunt on this just because we can camp underneath the platforms. A little bit hard for Ness to approach when you do set up Gunman Can appropriately on there. But we'll kind of see what happens. I think I didn't read what the other people posted in Critique Cabin, but I think he kind of got mashed on because if Ness is winning, that's generally what happens. So let's dive right in and see what we see. And please always let me know if the audio levels are good. Ooh, yeah, he just ran right into that one. So the biggest thing that I'm noticing is he's just throwing out a lot of hits. He's trying to get up close, which, Ness will beat you out in the boxing game, but he cannot do anything about your plethora of projectiles if you set it up right. You'll notice, he's just going in. We're not getting any can set up. We weren't even attempting any gunmen at all. He's just throwing out Clay Pigeon, which, as you guys know, that is not a neutral dodge. It can just get reflected back at you, back like that. And there's not too much you can do about it. But however, the other ones you're actually able to get around and, do something about that reflector. But yeah, right there, just going in there with the fair. He hasn't, I think he's only launched one can so far. That's a huge mistake because that is what 80% of your neutral is going to rely on. Everything is just Gunman's there to assist. Clay Pigeon is purely for punishing. Yeah, he thought he was going to fall off stage, so he got beat there, which is definitely unwise. Okay, we finally got our first can in there. Attempting to pressure the platform, but again, he had time to set up there, but he didn't do anything. I'm not sure why he was trying to grab that late. Wasn't watching his opponent there. Did a pretty hard read there. Worked out for him, but, generally speaking, up smash is not the best move to go for an anti-air, but when they kind of move a little bit slower in the air, it's actually something you can use. It looked like he was buffering an F smash there. I think I heard an air dodge that time. But yeah, see, right there, you're not going to use a Clay Pigeon to hit an aerial floaty character, especially. It's hard to get anything done. Goes for a very hard read and actually manages to get it there. But yeah, just jumps right back into Ness right there. Wasn't just trying to keep himself safe at the ledge. And just doesn't, just wait for the PK Thunder to go. He can just kind of hold shield there. There's not too much you can do. And then again, it just opts to set up nothing. He could have at least put down a gunman in that entire time. He was just waiting for something to happen. Because that's the thing with Duck Hunt. Unlike a lot of characters where if you're holding back to be patient, where they can't really do anything, Duck Hunt is one that can always be doing something. You can always be helping yourself set up. You can always be planning for the next move. And there, you should have canceled it with an attack, so then that way you would have landed with a lot less lag. So we got the air dodge in, but obviously we're not able to get around it. Pretty good directional air dodge there. So, we have an attempt at a setup there. And that's the thing, you just keep, stopping midway, which I'm not even sure why you're doing it. It's just, a lot of unnecessary movement there. Yeah. Yeah, it's your clip, Tater. But yeah, no, overall, you didn't even bother to play with your can at all. You did it once, and the one time you did it, it was fine. It worked the way that it was supposed to, but you kept spamming Clay Pigeons. You kept trying to rush in. Even if you went for fair, you were doing up close fair, so you weren't even trying to do it safe. You're trying to challenge him in the air. You're not really watching what he's doing either. So just like, sit back and just remember to throw your can out. And a matchup against like Ness, well, he's not slow, he's not fast. So his burst range isn't the best in the world. Like I would say if he's like underneath this platform, like right about here where this red dot is. Yeah, you can see that. And then you're like right about here. You should be able to throw out Cam pretty safely. Now, there's not too much he's going to be able to do about it. He can just kind of like go up and hit you, but you probably should be able to get like an air dodge or something out by that point. But yeah, no, overall, you got to think about setting up. You got to think about like countering exactly what he's going for. Like, do you know what you want to do against? You're trying to play Naked Duck Hunt? Okay. I mean, if you were attempting to do that, then that's specific training, but at the same time, you just weren't even really thinking much in terms of brawling with him. Like, there wasn't really a cohesive plan put together at all. You just kind of threw out moves. Like, one time you were just back over here throwing out an F smash that had no reason to be going out at all. You're not, like, short hopping right in front of his face. Like, the thing is, when you're throwing out the first moves and you're moving in as Duck Hunt, that's probably going to be unsafe, and they're going to be able to punish that really easily. Not to mention that Ness also has disjoints too, which means those are going to beat out the Duck for the most part. So even if you did trades with him, you would still lose those overall as well. So what you want to do is you want to be kind of like... I'll go into trading mid real quick for this. I'll explain what I mean. Oops. Not that one. That's the one we want to do. Once again, let me know if the volume's good once we get here. Wait, what? What's going on? Oh yeah, I turned off the music. Actually, I don't think I hear anything at all. But for the Ness... Where is he? There he is. Yeah, so if you're trying to play a Naked Duck Hunt, you kind of want to be about this far away. So that way you can just fade back, and then if he comes in, you'll be able to punish. Because you have to remember that you have a lot of range with Duck Hunt. Like, you can be this far back and still hit him. So, like, even if you're, like, going for ledge traps or something like that, you can be really far away and then still hit him with fair. Because it's like if you're standing back at this distance and you're just, like, short hopping around here, especially if you're fading back. Like, if I'm here and I fade back, then I can just go in with the forward air and then I can start a combo. So it's like if I did stand here and I can go back to... If I can stand here and I can go back to, like, 1 and then like, fade back in. So, I can do that. Let me boot up this one. I'll show you exactly, like, how far Ness can go. So, Ness will be able to go... like there. So basically at 5, he is going to be right outside your range if he's here and you decide to be here. So like that's going to be outside of his range, and then you can just come back in with your own forward air. And then you'll be able to start your own pressure that way. So you need to learn how to like kind of camp right in front of his face. Stay right out of range, so then that way you can just get back and punish him for the second he throws out an attack. When you're fighting Ness, like, he's going to be mashing, so you can pretty much plan for an attack at all times. And the thing you need to remember, unlike Lucas, he doesn't really have a good horizontal projectile, as, PK Fire goes down at this diagonal angle. So, let me just break this down in slow-mo. This will be a little weird. So, it's like, let's see. So he was standing about, let's say, like 3.5, and pretty much directly in front of him, he's just never going to be able to cover. He has to be going down. So if you're like air to air to him at the same level, he's just not going to be able to hit his horizontally unless he's right next to you. Or him, you'll be able to go around him a lot faster. Yeah, you need to be maintaining footsies. Like with you, you just weren't even like attempting to play footsies at all. You just wanted to go in. That's not the right one. You just wanted to go in the entire time and just keep mashing your face against him, which that's really, really ineffective. Yeah. Like instead of actually trying to play with him, you were just trying to do whatever you want and hoped it worked, and obviously it didn't. You really would just haphazardly add up. Like if you've seen like that meme of Bart just like moving his arms around, that's kind of what you did. And as long as like a Ness somewhat knows how to play around that or just like throw out a hitbox when you're coming in, then he's just going to win every exchange just because pretty much all of his attacks have a disjoint to it. So they're going to beat out everything that Ducklin's going to do. It even if he shields it, he is going to be able to punish you immediately. Not only does he have great out of shield options, but he's at least able to grab unless you do like a perfect fair and you spot dodge immediately, which you weren't really doing that. Yes, yeah, just do not hold forward against Ness. Like Ness has a pretty like while he can hit the can away, he does have a hard time getting in against projectiles. Yes, yeah. Think of Ness like Palutena a lot. Like he's extremely linear. He doesn't really have the best way to approach. Like he has more annoying ways to like hit can away, but they're not really effective. It's just like kind of prolonging the neutral, if that makes sense to you. But yeah, to let him come to you, and then you can just go ahead and punish him like immediately. It's not that much of a threat. And as long as you get him above you, you can anti-air him really, really easily with up air. Because his moves don't really cover up below him too well, and then like his one move, which is Dare, that does, it's not that great at covering below him just because it takes a long time. It really doesn't have that much lag to it, but it's slow. I'll show you. It's like Nair's pretty good, but you can still hit his foot. So you can still anti-air that with up air. Then you also got forward air. If you look at forward air, that is literally just directly in front of him. So he can't really do too much there. Back air is literally just directly behind him, so he can't do too much there. And then like his one move that hits below him, down air, while it is pretty good, that is a frame 20 move. That is ungodly slow, so you can definitely hit through it. Yeah. Like his down air can go through, but that's frame 20. Like that takes a very long time before anything's happening. Obviously, though, if he does hit your shield, don't try to punish it. You can punish forward air, but you can't punish any of his other aerials. Like just don't even bother. Forward air is the only one you can do. Yeah, I mean the main thing is on landing is when these moves are a bit deceptive, especially down air. Because down air auto cancel from frame 41 onwards. So there's a lot of ways it can be saved, and then it's auto cancelable frame 1 through 19. And then if he hits you with down air, it's -7 or -8 on shield. So if he gets the strong hit and he lands, he basically can avoid any grab if he spot dodges. If he doesn't spot dodge, then you can grab. Then you can punish it. But yeah, fairly basic though. Basically, you just got to work on fundamentals in general. Just playing the footsies game. And just learning how to use... I mean, if you were purposely not playing with cannon there, then obviously, okay, you were working on that. So yeah, you need to learn your footsies there. And for this matchup, you definitely want to play with can. If you're trying to train without it, understandable. But if you do play this match, please do abuse your can and then gunmen. Can and then gunmen's next. Main thing with gunmen is you just got to watch out for PK fire breaking out on it. Because, you know, it's going to be a long constant hitbox. And that can be a little annoying to deal with if you're not ready to deal with it. But yeah, it's generally not that big of a deal. The other thing, too, is you can't actually clay pigeon right through PK fire. So you can actually use that sort of as an auto punish. So if he comes in, you can just hit him with it. But yeah, don't be throwing out those clay pigeons by themselves. Actually, that's the other thing, too. If you were playing without can, you were still throwing out clay pigeons for absolutely no reason. Like really, really bad clay pigeons that just got you punished a lot. Or just let him set up a huge advantage over you. So yeah, don't do that. If you're trying to play without projectiles, do not throw out clay pigeons. Just focus on using your normals as duck hunt, and that's it. That's what you do with that. You only bring out the projectiles if you need to recover, and if you're doing ledge trap bank. Those are the 2 times you should do it. If you're practicing without them. All right, you got any other questions, Elder Tater? Are you good? Or baked potato, as you know, in here. All right. Okay. Yeah, but Wisdom, if you want me to see some VODs, post them in the critique cabin.